Good evening and welcome to our Family Weekend Informational. We are so excited to have you joining us for our 34th annual Family Weekend at Georgia Tech. Please know that Lacey, myself, and our student leaders and the entire Division of Student Engagement and Wellbeing are working extremely hard to ensure that this will be a joyful, a great experience full of lots of fun, laughs, excitement, hugs, maybe a few tears, just a full grand experience over the weekend. We have many events planned for you to kind of choose from. The purpose of today's webinar is just to kind of go over a snapshot of the weekend, answer any questions that you may have as it may relate to logistics or policies and procedures. So what we're going to do now is just kind of walk through the schedule. Myself and Lacey are here. Like I said, just to kind of support you. And then we're going to jump right into a Q&A. So if you give me 1 second, I'll go ahead and share my screen. All right, and I'll let Lacey kind of take it away and just kind of walk through the weekend and what to expect, what not to expect. Just the purpose of this, just kind of help you calm as many nerves as we can.
Yeah, so if you can see, you'll see in front of you, that's the schedule for the weekend. Hi, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. We, as Tyler said, we are working really hard. We've been putting in some late nights to get ready, since Family Weekend is 2 weeks earlier than normal this weekend, and classes started at normal time. We're kind of on warp speed, if you will, to get ready for next weekend. So we have been burning the midnight oil to get ready. So we have a great program for you. It's in front of you. We just literally got it back from our graphic designer about 2 hours ago. So we'll get this on our website after the webinar concludes, the final product. And I emailed everyone 2 or 3 days ago the final confirmation. If you are registered for the weekend, you received your final confirmation. It came directly from me. So you should have that in your inbox. If you did not receive that, that means your student probably got the email and they need to forward it to you. I know some of you registered using your student's email, so that means they received the email. So you just need to have them forward the confirmation email to you. So the confirmation email had some helpful information about parking, where to park, and that information's in the confirmation itself. We'll go over that, but for now, check-in is on Friday, September 16th from 9:30 a.m., starting at 9:30 a.m. until 8 p.m. We originally said 6 p.m., but we went ahead and extended it till 8 p.m. because we were hearing from our families that flights were going to get in later, and we wanted to be as accommodating as possible. So we went ahead and extended our check-in time until 8 p.m. to help those families out. So we will be in the Smith Gall Student Center lobby, which is located at 351 First Drive. The address is right there in front of you. And again, this was emailed to you, a schedule and the confirmation. So you can arrive, check in, get all your materials for the weekend, which includes your t-shirts if you purchase them, your lanyards, your name tags, your tickets, and all of those things. And then you'll head on over. Well, you will have to do waivers. So in the confirmation I sent you, I asked that you go ahead and do your waivers in advance. That saves you time at check-in. If you do not do the waivers in advance, we do have copies for you at check-in. Those are required that Georgia Tech asked us to do those for you. So we will collect those waivers for you and your family members, and then you'll head in and get your packet of information. You'll make your way over to the t-shirt table, get any t-shirts, get your lanyards, get your giveaway, which this year is a wonderful Georgia Tech umbrella. If you don't want the umbrella, we do have our clear totes this year, so you can choose between one or the other. If you're checking in on Saturday instead of Friday, which I'll get to in a second, we will only be able to give you the clear tote because umbrellas are not allowed in the stadium. And we don't want to give you an item and then have you give it to the security person at the football game. So we're just going to be able to give you the clear totes on Saturday. So after you check in, you'll get all your items. We will have refreshments. We're going to have coffee, wonderful things there in the lobby for you to kind of snack on throughout the day. We'll have a step and repeat for you to take pictures with your student if they're there. They might be in class until later that afternoon. Once you get all your materials, you'll head over to one of the numerous sessions that we have going on throughout the day. And again, the sessions are in gold. That means you can pick from any of those sessions throughout the day. If they're in blue, that means that was a session that you had to pay additional pay for a session. So we've got the Invention Studio, the Robotarium from 10 to 1:30. Self-guided tours are happening throughout the day. We will have ambassadors located at the Campus Recreation Center, at Tech Tower, and Clough Undergraduate Learning Commons for you to kind of ask any questions. So they will be there strategically placed at different times throughout the morning and early afternoon for you to answer questions. And all of this is very detailed in the program. Also, we encourage you to download Guidebook if you haven't yet. The information will be live if things change. If there's a rainstorm, which rain location, we'll update that in Guidebook. Then we have our Yellow Jacket Ed sessions. We've got a variety of different educational workshops happening at 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock. And let's see, Tyler, can you go to the next page?
Yeah.
And then at lunchtime, the Student Center is now open, which just opened really right as classes started. So you can eat in the Student Center. You can choose to meet your student perhaps at one of the dining hall locations. So you can check with your students, see if they're available to meet you for lunch, if they're available to do that. Or here at the Student Center, there's a wide variety of different options available for lunch that day. President Cabrera will be speaking at 1 o'clock. So you want to make sure that kind of be mindful of your schedule. If you want to hear President Cabrera speak, that you're kind of timing that well to be back to the First Center by 1 o'clock to hear him speak from 1 to 2 p.m. And he will do a Q&A kind of towards the end of his talk in the First Center. Next slide. Or next. Next advance. We do have the climbing wall open in the Campus Recreation Center. So if you do not need a reservation for that, that is just show up with you have to make sure you're wearing your Family Weekend lanyard throughout the weekend. That is how campus partners know that you are here for Family Weekend and you're registered for Family Weekend and you've completed the waivers to be here. And Campus Recreation Center will require an additional waiver for the climbing wall once you get there. But you can do the climbing wall. There is an age limit on there, which it does discuss in the booklet about being 18 or having a parent with you if you're under 18. The college and school receptions are next, and those occur from 3 to 5, except for the College of Computing, which they have a dinner from 5 to 7. So that's the one exception. So please be aware of that if you're registered for the College of Computing dinner. If for some reason you're on our wait list or we're not able to get into one of the college and school receptions, then we do have our wonderful 100th anniversary of Dean of Students office reception that will be happening on the rooftop garden of Clough Undergraduate Learning Commons from 3 to 5 p.m. And you do not need a reservation for that. You can just show up to that dessert reception on the 5th floor of Clough Undergraduate Learning Commons and enjoy some delicious refreshments and mix and mingle with the Dean of Students staff and kind of learn more about the history of the Dean of Students office and ask any questions that you might have kind of about Georgia Tech or the Dean of Students. And that is something that kind of will run concurrently if for some reason that you weren't able to get into one of the college and school receptions. And due to capacity issues, we apologize. Georgia Tech just does not have large ballrooms located in all of the colleges, and we also have class and session on Friday. So as much as we would love to have a 300 or 400 reception available for all of our colleges to accommodate all of our families, we just don't have space to do that. So that is why space is limited for all of the college and school receptions. So we apologize for that. Some of the information is very similar to perhaps what you learned at Facet orientation or some other information that you've heard. So we do the best we can, but we are just very limited with what we can do for those college and school receptions. Dinner is on your own. A lot of students like their families to take them off campus and try something new and not eat dining hall food. So they like to go to a fun restaurant off campus for Friday night. Please know there is a concert. So perhaps your student is performing that night, or that is something that maybe your student is not aware of and you'd like for them to learn more about it. There is a concert. The Georgia Tech Choir concert is happening Friday night, and that is, again, a free event that you're welcome to attend. If you are headed to the Six Flags event, buses will be loading at 4:30 in Midtown, Midtown ballrooms in the exhibition hall. And starting at 4:30, the lines will start loading for that, and the event itself is from 6 to midnight. Parking is free at Six Flags Over Georgia. Note that it's not Six Flags Water Park. There are two different locations at Six Flags Over Georgia, and you can park there for free. And you can just, if you don't want to ride the bus, you can just drive yourself there. If you're interested in Six Flags and you weren't able to secure a ticket earlier, you can do that at the gate. They do still have tickets available for Six Flags at the gate. So you can just do that day. Don't buy them online. It is a private event. You'll need to do those in person with the Student Center Programs Council that night on September 16th at the gate at Six Flags Over Georgia. We did add just this week a community service project event that we'll be doing at Friday night in the John Lewis Student Center that will run around the same time as our Family Fun Night. So you can do a community service project. You can do our Family Fun Night, which will be bowling, billiards. We'll have a green screen photography session going on. You can get fun pictures with your family. Buzz is going to stop by or be buzzing by. We'll also have refreshments that evening. We've got some restaurants that'll stay open late for us that night in the Student Center. We're also showing the movie Jurassic World Dominion. We'll also have some refreshments up near the movie theater for that. All of that is free and included in your weekend price that you paid. So you can just, again, please wear your lanyard so we know you're part of Family Weekend. And we also have a gentleman called Magic Man who's coming with his crazy balloon hats, and he makes these really cool, elaborate balloon hats with bees hanging off of them, yellow jackets hanging off of them. And so you can go and enjoy yourself and have fun that night with our Family Fun Night in our brand new Student Center, and check out the new Student Center and just walk around the building. The students have really enjoyed it in the last few weeks, and so have the faculty and staff. If you're a Georgia Tech alum, you probably already got an email from them inviting you to come to their reception. That information is there as well, and the link to RSVP. Just head on over to the Alumni House for the reception between 4 and 6. And then we're into day 2, Saturday, September 17th, the zip line, which is from 8:30 to 11:30, weather permitting. If the weather is bad, we will not hold that event because it's not going to be safe to have our families on a zip line if the weather is bad. We have had families ask us if you had to register for that event. We tried registering for that event last year, and we had so many people register it sold out, but then over half the families didn't ever come. And so it was kind of sad because we had turned so many families away for that event, and then those families didn't even show up. So we have learned that it's just better with all of our events because plans change, students don't want to go, things happen, that it is really just best if we do our events first come, first serve, because while you think it's a great idea, your student might, or while your student thinks it's a great idea, you might not. So that's why we do things kind of the way that we do them on Family Weekend. Next slide. So after the zip line, we also have, we're going to be ready for doing our tailgate, which is from 1 to 3:30. But if you need to check in, if you've not checked in yet, you can check in between 1 and 3:30 at our tailgate, which is at Tech Tower Lawn. The address for that is 1 North Avenue. And the tailgate, lots of fun, food. The cheerleaders will come by, Buzz will come by again. We've got a music DJ, of course, our wonderful food spread, and we'll be taking pictures with the rec. So that will be fun as well, and some tailgate games will be happening too. If you've not experienced the walk down Yellow Jacket Alley, you can check that out as well. And that will be occurring before the game. And then if you have tickets to the Ole Miss game, you'll join that game. Please know there's still tickets available, but you'll need to do that, purchase those tickets through ramblingrec.com. We no longer have any tickets available in the section that we have through the Family Weekend website that we had available earlier in the summer. And please note you need to have a clear tote, the prohibited items, the approved bags, and the prohibited bags. There's a whole bag policy. We put that in the program. It's also on the ramblingrec.com's website. Every year we have families who have to walk back to the car, or we have families kind of surrender their items or throw them in the trash, and we don't want you to have to do that. So just be mindful of what you can and cannot take into the stadium. So you don't lose any items that day. And this policy is similar for graduation. So be mindful as you're coming and thinking of future years for commencement and other things, that what's permitted in the stadium so that you're aware. We do again have clear totes that you can choose as your giveaway item should you be interested. And they also sell clear totes in the bookstore as well. Next slide. So, and then Sunday is our sold out jazz brunch with Dean Stein. And if you've attended jazz brunch before, we've usually had it in the Georgia Tech Hotel. Please note that this year it will be in Exhibition Hall. So please do not go to the Georgia Tech Hotel because we will not be there. We will be in the Exhibition Hall Midtown Ballrooms this year. That is a new location for us. So we will make sure that the word is out and we'll put some signage over in the hotel just in case parents do on autopilot go there. And then there are some things that are happening throughout the weekend. Grand Challenges has a reception. Of course, Barnes & Noble is happy for you to come by the bookstore in Tech Square. There are in the guidebook, there are some religious services that have listed their items in guidebook if you're interested in checking some of those items or those events out. Campus Recreation Center would love for you to stop by and kind of check out the space that is where the Olympics occurred. So it's kind of fun to check that out if you've not seen that space. There's the QR code for the self-guided tours again, discounts to local attractions. Tyler will actually be putting some discounts to local attractions in the guidebook app as well. And then transportation will run on Friday. We'll have buses running to the Family Weekend hotels, as well as to the Student Center Smith Gall area all day Friday from 10 a.m. until 1 a.m., basically right until Saturday morning. And that's to accommodate our families who are coming back from Six Flags. We want you to be able to get back on the bus from Six Flags and then switch buses to get back to your hotel if you need to do that. Parking, parking passes, if you checked that when you registered that you wanted a parking pass, we'll give you those for Friday. In the Student Center parking deck. And then parking on Saturday, we do not control. Athletics manages all the decks for all of campus for Saturday, so that you will need to buy your own parking pass for Saturday through Athletics. The link is provided there. Again, all this information was sent to you in the confirmation. If you did not receive the confirmation, you can email parents@gatech.edu, parents@gatech.edu. And I will send you the confirmation again, so that way you have that information. And then there are no buses running on Saturday as well, because game day traffic we've had charter buses try and run on Saturday, and it's just too challenging for the buses to get around. So walking is actually quicker, or whichever mode of transportation you find, but it's just too hard for the charter buses to get through game day traffic. And you're just ending up waiting for hours trying to wait for our buses to get to you. And then Sunday parking is again in the Student Center parking deck as well. Next page. So on the back of the booklet, we've got our campus map. So you'll see that when you check in, that has kind of some highlights of some areas. So that will help you kind of navigate the way around. Tyler, if you can put the cursor over area 3W02, that is where the orange, you'll see the orange where Tyler That is where you're going to be parking. Smithgall is 123. That is where check-in is located. And then 104 is our student center. So kind of towards the bottom of the map, right off First Drive. So that's kind of where you're going to be for part of the day. And then you'll see the football stadium off to the bottom right. And then the exhibition hall is 217, which is up right past the orange part of the parking deck to the left. So we're kind of activating that entire kind of walkway area. You'll see lots of balloons. You'll see parking signage directing you where to go and park. And I think I'll see what questions we have and how we can answer any questions for you. Oh, and there is a phone number that's highlighted right there too. We do have a special events line, which is 404-210-8094 that we'll have, again, in the booklet. And that runs just that weekend. If you have mobility issues, we will have golf carts that weekend to accommodate some families who have mobility issues or have some concerns that they need us to pick them up in golf carts. Sometimes we have families have trouble getting around campus. So we can do that. You just need to call our student staff and they'll find out where you are and come help you. And we also have that phone number for a variety of different reasons. You can just call that number and our staff will staff that line all weekend long to assist you.
I see we do have a couple of questions for you if you want to take a stab at them.
Yep.
If I have another family member coming, can I still get a family weekend ticket for them?
If you are already registered for family weekend and you would like to add a family member, yes, we can accommodate one family member being added. We are not allowing new family members to register at this time because we are at capacity, but we are allowing a small number of families who have already registered to add one family member. You can do that at check-in. So when you arrive on Friday, you would just go to the customer service informational desk and they can assist you. Now, depending on what other activities you were already registered for, we may not be able to do those things. So like if you want an additional jazz brunch ticket, we are sold out for jazz brunch. So we wouldn't be able to add another jazz brunch ticket. Or if you wanted, like you were going to the College of Computing dinner and you wanted another College of Computing dinner ticket, that event is full. So there are some things that we can't accommodate because those events are at capacity. But just a general coming again with the family to family weekend registration, we can add that in.
My daughter has changed majors and is now in a new school. Is there a way to know if her new college has an opening?
Opening for?
I'm assuming that their new students' college and school reception. It seems that their daughter has changed majors between now and registration.
It would probably be best to just email us at parents@godtech.edu for us to look into that. We're still going through, honestly, we're still going through wait lists for the college and school receptions. It's just taken a little bit longer. Tyler and I are a two-person office managing the family weekend numbers of 3,200 people. So, and we do have a student staff, but it does take us some time to go through all of that. So we had to get things to the printers and get everything off to where it needed to be. So we are going through wait lists. Actually, that's next on our list. So if you can just email us at parents@godtech.edu, we'll see what we can find out.
Family weekend is sold out. What does it mean? I cannot participate? ?
Family weekend, if you've not registered for family weekend, then yes. If you've not registered for family weekend, we're not taking any additional reservations or registrations at this time. And to shed more information on that, last year family weekend, we oversold family weekend last year. We accommodated almost 4,000 people to family weekend last year because it was post-COVID and we had our Our second-year families wanted to come because they weren't able to come the year before because of COVID. Our first-year families wanted to come because it was their first year. Our senior families everybody wanted to come last year. And we tried to accommodate. We didn't want to turn anyone away last year. The challenge that we had is we were not able to really manage that volume well at all. And we had lines everywhere. It was a challenge for our staff to manage that. Several of my student staff members got sick because they were working extra hours just to manage the volume that we had. We had volunteers that tried to help us accommodate it was just something that we really couldn't manage the volume. And then capacity wise, the spaces that we have on campus, as I said earlier, we don't have the ballrooms. We don't have numerous spaces for families to be that size during a class day to manage those volumes of numbers. We tried the best we can every year to kind of accommodate when we can, but we were able to accommodate 3,200 people, but that's the most that we really could accommodate. Now, you just heard me say, if you're already registered, a small number, we can accommodate a couple more people, one person, but that's probably, I would guess, and I've been doing this for 13 years. Let me back up. This is my 13th family weekend. So I have a pattern and a trend that I've seen, and I kind of know how this will work out. And we just are unable to add new families. So our current families who were already registered will work with them, but we can't add any more. We can't add any more new families to registration.
Thank you, Lacey. I think the $1 million question we've been getting this week, if I did not register, can I still be allowed on campus?
Yes, so we are a public campus, so you can come to campus whenever you want, this weekend, anytime. So you can come to campus, you can take your student to dinner, you can take them to run some errands, go to Target, do whatever you need to do with your student. You are welcome to come visit with your student's permission. You're welcome to visit your student whenever you'd like to visit your student. You just simply cannot attend the events that are part of Family Weekend that we require the lanyard. So if you want to go into the Student Center and walk around and see the Student Center that's just been remodeled and visit that, if you want to walk around and give yourself a campus tour with your student, you can see on the schedule, which is going to be on our website, there's a QR code for a self-guided tour. You can give yourself a self-guided tour with your student. You can take your student out to dinner. You can go to brunch on Sunday. You can go to the football game if you want to buy tickets through ramblinrec.com. You can go to Six Flags on Friday night. You just need to show up at Six Flags at the gate and buy those tickets at the gate. We just are unfortunately not able to have you do the events that are part of Family Weekend, but we are a public campus, so you can come and join through the weekend or any weekend. And as I said, we have families come and football is not their jam. They have no desire to go to football, so they will come and they'll go to the aquarium or they'll go to the zoo or they'll just take their student for the day and go shopping and do some things. So you kind of make it what you want.
I apologize, I joined a few minutes late. Do we get our lanyards at check-in?
Yes. Your lanyards, get your lanyards at check-in, you get your name tag, your tickets, your t-shirts, your entire packet. You'll get a folder with all of your materials inside at check-in.
Perfect. Can you arrive at Six Flags anytime after 6 p.m.?
Yes. Anytime between 6 and midnight. The event ends at midnight, so I would, encourage you to make the most of your time, not to get there too late so that you can kind of maximize your time at the park. But yes, anytime between 6 and midnight.
Perfect. Is the attire for the jazz brunch casual? And is parking included or is it separate?
Parking is included. We are working with Parking Transportation to take care of that for our families on Sunday morning. You'll just park in the Student Center parking deck. We're working with them to figure out if we need an attendant or the logistics of that, but we'll take care of that for you. You don't need to worry about that. We'll have somebody out there explaining that morning. And Attire is kind of whatever you make it to be. We have families who are catching flights right after that, so they have their family weekend t-shirts on and their jeans, and they're ready to hit the airport. We have some families who have their khakis on and a nice dress. So it's kind of whatever you would like it to be. We kind of have families who kind of run the gamut. So whatever, our staff will be kind of a nice attire, but that's what our staff wears, but certainly you can wear whatever you'd like.
I think I requested a parking pass for Friday. Do I need to confirm that before showing up on Friday?
If you're not sure if you did or not, we always have extra passes, so you should be fine.
We have a family member that wants to go, a new family member that wants to go to the football game. Is it possible to buy one more extra ticket?
So the challenge with a football ticket is you would need to contact the football office, so ramblingrec.com. You'll need to visit, contact them directly, because the tickets that you bought are for a specific section. And so buying just an extra ticket won't be in your section. So you would have to return however many you purchased originally. So let's say you bought 3, you would have to return those 3 and then buy 4 if that's what you're wanting to do. But I don't know if they are allowing people to do that at this point, because I don't run the ticket office for the athletics office. So you would need to contact Ramblin' Rec, go to ramblingrec.com and do the contact us. There is, and actually let me look it up. Or Tyler and I will look it up as we're talking, but there is a phone number, I think. Let me see, I can look it up really quick.
Okay.
If you want to go to the next question, Tyler.
The next question. We won't be arriving until 1 p.m. on Saturday. Can we check in then, or should we try to swing by Friday night to pick up our registration? As Lacey stated earlier before, for those of you all maybe joining us late, we will have 2 points of registration. So registration will be going from 9:30 to 8 p.m. on Friday. If you can't make it between those hours, don't worry. We will be available at the Family Weekend tailgate from 1 p.m. to 3:30 for you to also pick up your lanyards, your t-shirts, and also your registration items. So we will have 2 pickup points for you to kind of pick up your registration items on Saturday.
And I just put the phone number to ramblingrec.com for the ticket office in the chat. So you can call them and ask them what your options are as far as buying another ticket, because you want to obviously sit. It's not like an admitted ticket. They're assigned seats, so you're going to want to ask them how you do that.
Next question, I'll go ahead and take that one as we look to wrap up. Do we still need to get a parking pass on Saturday, even if we're not attending the game? The answer to that is no. If you don't plan to come to campus, you don't need a parking pass. If you plan to just explore Atlanta, or just kind of hang out at the hotel, or just walk to campus, you don't necessarily need a parking pass, as you can leave your vehicle at your hotel or your home. If you do plan to come to campus and even don't plan on attending the game, you will need a parking pass to kind of roam campus and navigate. But if you would like to leave your car at your hotel or your home and walk to campus, you won't need one. So that pretty much answers.
Yeah, if you're not coming to the game on Saturday, I would have honestly avoid, unless you're coming to, we do have families who come to the tailgate who don't come to the game. They actually just want to come and hang out at the tailgate, and they don't want to come to the game. So we do have families every year who do buy the parking, who do come to tailgate or walk to campus and do the tailgate, which is fun for them, but then they don't want to go to the game. But campus gets really intense, and we're playing Ole Miss this year, so traffic is going to be really crazy. I wouldn't come to campus on Saturday if you're not participating in any activities on Saturday, because you're just going to be sitting in traffic and then sitting to park and then sitting to leave, and then you're just going to be all doing a lot of sitting. So perhaps you can walk to campus if you want to do that. Plus, you're also paying the parking fee, which I don't know what it is this year, but I think last year was maybe $25 just to park on campus for that day. So I'm not sure that it would be worth it to you to do that. So, I mean, you can certainly judge that for yourself, but Are there other questions that we could answer for you to kind of help navigate that weekend? I know we get a lot of questions about where is Tech Tower Lawn. So Tech Tower Lawn is right in front of Tech Tower, right next to the football stadium, which is right on North Avenue. So the address is 1 North Avenue. So if you're taking a ride share, or if you're walking, it's right on the back side, depending on where you're coming from. It's right next to the football stadium, right in front of Tech Tower. And that whole green space that you normally have seen as grass turns into a tented area for us with our entire tailgate.
So I have one more question, Lacey. If we signed up for the tailgate, does that include the football ticket?
No, the tailgate is just the tailgate. If you want to do the football game, you need to purchase the football ticket individually or separately, and that is through ramblinrec.com.
Perfect. Are we allowed to attend the college and school receptions without a reservation?
So it depends on which college and school reception. Like it depends on which college and school reception it is. So let's say the College of Business has plenty of room because their event is in the atrium. But the College of Computing dinner is full. And so when you registered for Family Weekend, many of you called us and said, oh, I can't register for that event. Why is that? And the reason for that was because that event was full. So if you didn't register because it was full. So that is why that event's closed. So we don't manage those events, just so you all know. The colleges and schools themselves manage those events. So we can't say, sure, show up to that event, good luck. We don't manage those events. So when you get to the College of Computing dinner, they're going to turn you away because you're not on their list, because they've ordered dinner for the people who RSVP'd, who they have allergy restrictions for, and they also have a capacity issue for where they're eating in the atrium at College of Computing. So we can't tell you, sure, just show up and good luck, because we don't manage that event. College of Computing does.
Can we bring additional guests to Six Flags?
Yes. Six Flags. Georgia Tech bought out Six Flags for Friday night, the 16th. So the entire park will be Georgia Tech night at Six Flags. So there will be students there, there'll be parents there, there'll be a few faculty and staff members there, but the entire park will be Georgia Tech students, faculty, staff, parents. It'll be a fun, very fun night. That's also the first night of their kind of fall haunted, I'm not sure what they call it, but it's supposed to be a lot of fun. So it's $30 a person. I will say that at the door.
Is the bus for Six Flags open to families? Is this something I was supposed to request?
No, it is open for families. They are prepared to accommodate families.
Perfect. Well, Lacey, I think that's all the questions. I think that pretty much wraps up. If you have any just closing remarks or just any final tips of advice, we're excited to see the smiling faces. And
yeah. So I will just say again, if you didn't get our confirmation, that was very, very helpful to read through that. So please email us at parents@gatech.edu, parents@gatech.edu, so I can make sure you have that, because that information is very helpful to read through. We will post the final schedule that we just got back from our graphic designer on our website, so you have that. Download the guidebook app. That's helpful to have because that will change. We send out push notifications that something comes up. For example, the Dean of Students reception that's on the rooftop, should we have inclement weather, will need to get moved into the Student Center. So we would need to send out a notification letting families know that event got moved. So it's nice to have the guidebook app as well as the printed version. You'll get this copy at check-in, the printed version. So you don't need to print this up at home unless you want to do that. Please email our office, parents@gautech.edu. Please know that we are responding to emails and calls as quickly as we can to accommodate our families. And it is a fun weekend. Prepare for the weather, check the weather and see what the weather's going to be like. If you're going to be sitting in the football stadium and it's going to be sunny that day, there is no shade in that stadium. So if you are a person who's not a big fan of the sun all day, then wear a ball cap or some type of hat of some sort. Make sure you got your sunscreen on. Because it's a small stadium and the seats are great. There's no bad seat in that stadium, which is nice. It's a wonderful venue, but there is no shade in that stadium. So be prepared for that. We have ponchos. Should it rain, we have 8,000 ponchos. So we are prepared for that should it come up. And again, you also are all getting an umbrella if you're interested in that, or a clear tote to take into the stadium if you're interested in that. We're excited. The students are excited. It's our fun event every year. And we can't wait to see you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lacey. Everybody have a good night.
All right. Take care, y'all. See you next week.